Hi, Dave Scott, MD at Sea here, coming to you from the Pride of America on a Monday morning, our second day in Maui. We overnighted last night in Maui. We got a 6 a.m. wake-up call today for a lady with abdominal pain who'd had some prior surgeries and had an obvious bowel obstruction on exam, so we sent her into the hospital where they could take care of that. So after taking care of that patient early this morning, I was able to get in my workout for the day. As you can see today, I'm doing a little run around the ship. You notice the lifeboats above me on deck 6 are, I'm running now towards the rear of the ship, so you can see the propellers on the rear of the lifeboats, and that tells you which way the lifeboats are aiming. So right around here's the front of the ship, and then I'll run down the port side of the ship as I head towards the back, and do a few laps of the ship to get the blood pumping and get my morning run in before I head up towards the gym where I finish off with some weights and do a workout. This is my day that I do triceps, shoulders, etc. in the weight room after my run. And now it's time to start my Monday morning clinic. I went and got some coffee, had a little breakfast after getting the patient transferred off to the hospital, and now I'm ready for my Monday morning clinic. Mondays are somewhat interesting on the ship because I have my morning clinic, but then around 9 o'clock I have to go up and give a medical familiarization talk to all the new crew that just got on board over the last 2 days. And usually there's 30, 40, sometimes 50 new crew members each week that are joining the ship. So the medical familiarization talk, we focus on a couple things. Safety is a big thing on the ship, so we talk about the emergency numbers that the crew needs to know by heart of who to call if they see an emergency. They typically call the bridge. We have emergency numbers for that. Who to call if they're having symptoms of COVID or infectious diarrhea type symptoms, so that we can address that and quarantine them if needed. And then who to call and how to get seen at the medical clinic for crew members. Some interesting things about the medical clinic for crew members: they have certain hours the crew comes, but some of the things I talk to them about are what they need to do, what they need to bring to the clinic, some of their history. They need a note from their supervisor to let them know that they're not at work and they're going to be in the clinic. And then I talk to them about a little bit how this clinic differs from some of the healthcare they've received on land. The biggest area I think I've seen difference is that from a medical standpoint, as the physician on a ship, I'm charged with deeming them either fit for duty or not fit for duty. So unlike on land where someone could have partial duty where they can work, but they have to have a sit-down job if they strain their back or different things. On the ship, you're either fit for duty or not fit for duty. And the reason behind that's a couple-fold. Number one is we don't have room to carry around 100 extra crew members to fill in for people who are not feeling well that day or just don't feel like working and maybe strained a little muscle or something. So fit for duty means you're not going to hurt yourself or others. It doesn't necessarily mean that you feel like working. So there's no sick days on the ship. You can't just take a personal day. You have to work on your birthday. All those kind of things that maybe you didn't have to do when you were in school or with your other jobs, you have to do on the ship. But the bigger reason is a safety reason. If someone is unfit, meaning they can't walk but they could do a sit-down job, every member of the crew has emergency duties. If there was an emergency on the ship, if we had to help the passengers off of the ship in an emergency, they all have duties that they have to perform. And so if you're injured, yes, you could do your job as in the accounting department or as a cook or things like that, but you wouldn't be able to perform those emergency duties, which are essential. And so that's why there's no partial duty on the ship. So today I have from my morning clinic off to my evening clinic, I'm going to do a shore excursion. So I'm headed off to the shore excursion deck, got my ticket for my waterfall and rainforest hike, and I'm going to hit the road on Maui here for a shore excursion. back from my shore excursion, had a nice hike, and did my afternoon clinic with some more urgent care type things. Nothing too exciting on the medical front. Mondays tend to be relatively quiet. It's only the second day of the cruise, so most passengers are still doing well, and the crew is doing well also on Mondays. I managed to make it to dinner, where I have dinner on the back of the ship and have this beautiful view as the sun is setting as we pull out. And
somewhere over the rainbow, way